So the time has come. Today I'm going to do the second round of magazine and magazine catch trials with my 1911. And just for the fuck of it, I thought I would show you my breakfast real quick. I didn't actually get fuck all sleep last night. Long story. But anyways, I'm gonna eat my breakfast and then we're gonna just go out and fucking shoot early in the morning when hopefully I'll have the place to myself. So I've got here a little piece of dark chocolate, my coffee with some sugar-free creamer, Honeycrisp apple, um, toasted whole wheat bread with goat cheese, just because I fucking love goat cheese. You're probably wondering about the egg there. That's an ajitsuke tamago. It's a Japanese marinated egg, basically. I've also got some roasted tomatoes and a grilled leek and roasted zucchini and yellow squash, and that's grilled tilapia. So it's a nice breakfast. I'm thinking it's somewhere around like 600 calories, maybe 40 grams of protein, something along those lines. But anyways, I'm gonna get this down, and then we're gonna head out and see how this goes. So a quick check-in before we get started. Unfortunately, I'm not alone out here, so I won't be talking much. But we're going to do pretty much the same thing as last time. I'm going to use the timestamps in the description to tell you what magazine catch I'm using when, because it won't be visually apparent. Like I said, I won't be talking. Um, but yeah, it's pretty much going to be the same as last time. We're just probably going to have a different order to the sequence of what magazine catch I'm using and what magazine. But that's about it. I have a different ammo this time too. It's this Max Tech 124 grain brass case FMJs. Um, Hopefully it shouldn't make much of a difference, but let's get started.
Boy, today would have been a good day to bring that cheap old 22 rifle out. And I've got stuff for 38s and some of the bigger caliber rifles. I don't know why. Why did I bought them all back? I don't have small magazine armors. You might be able to trade some of your large rifles for, yeah. I let Stevens know over there, I haven't been over there. When, something happened last month that just got me out mood to really why would I want to go? I'm not going to buy any more guns. They're not going to have ammunition that I want. Yeah, we're not going to be able to shoot like we used to. I'm not going to have powder, primers. Right now I've got about 40 or so Swiss cartridges. 48.90. But it's also still pretty quick. So I need to shake my thing and see if I've got enough. It takes like 41 grains. I think I'd give Scott. I can remember going to Shooter Supply in Louisville, and I'd go back for a family gathering or something, and they had the 8-pound jugs of 48.95. I still got some. I bought.
All right, so a little bit of change here. They're still driving off, but it looks like I finally have the place to myself. So I made a little bit of a mistake in that the first time I went to record the magazines with the EGW release, I must not have hit the record button when I thought I did. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to do the EGW release again. Of course, you're not going to see the first go around in the video because it didn't get recorded. So what you saw first was the 10/8 magazine release, and then the Rock Island magazine release. And so now I'm going to do the EGW with all 4 of the trial magazines. And yeah, I already know what's going to happen. We're going to see some malfunctions. The Wilson Combat still doesn't work. You know, changing out the springs did nothing for that. So I'm not even going to try that one because we already know what it does. The Rock Island magazine, the one that actually shipped with my pistol, that seems to be giving me some issues now. And I've also noticed with the original Rock Island magazine release and the 10/8, I'm pretty sure it's the Wilson Combat is not locking the slide open after the last round, which is interesting to me. So yeah, we'll run through the EGW on the 3 magazines that it actually works with, and I'll put in the original Rock Island again and just do another round, and the 10/8 and do another round, and you know, see if we can catch some different results, or if we seem to have a winning combination finally. So anyways, I'm gonna cut it here. And actually, I really don't need to cut it, honestly. Let's see. I never even took the time to like try to get the angle so that I could actually like film myself actually shooting. I'm not filming the target this time because honestly, the target is not the focus of this anyways. It's about the malfunctions, or hopefully lack thereof. But whenever we get malfunctions, I figured you might want to actually see them. So I figured I would try to get my pistol in frame this time instead of just focusing on the target. So we'll start with the Tripp Research. Again, we've got the EGW magazine release installed at the moment. So let's get to it. So we got through the entire magazine. Empty chamber. It did not lock open on empty. So maybe it was the Tripp Research rather than the Wilson Combat that was doing that. I just I don't know. I honestly, I'm sure it sounds like a total fucking weirdo thing to say, but with those people here just like chatting away, I'm a really socially anxious person. So I honestly was not very focused on what I'm doing with those people here. Like I'm weird around people. So anyways, Rock Island magazine. Let's see how it goes. That last shell casing just fucking smacked me right in the forehead. It was funny. Oh boy. So the magazine release button and slide were kind of stuck there for a second. Again, we got through the whole magazine. There are no rounds left in there, and we've got an empty chamber, but it did not lock open on empty. So I'm not sure what to think about that. I'm assuming it's probably something to do with the recoil spring, because the Tripp Research, I didn't change the magazine spring in the Tripp Research, and it had the same problem, which it didn't have that problem before with this magazine release. Like I said, I didn't change the magazine spring, so it's got to be the recoil spring is doing that. I'm causing the slide to just ride back over an empty magazine. So I don't know. I'm gonna think about that more when we do our closing conclusions, our final discussion on the matter. I just put the safety on, by the way. We're using the other one of these Mec-Gar magazines, and that'll be the end of the EGW. Because like I said, the Tripp Research still doesn't work. It's just never going to unless I like alter it somehow, which I'm unwilling to do. So, anyways. All right, full magazine, empty chamber. Well, we went through the entire magazine, not a full magazine, quite empty. Empty chamber. So that's the end of the EGW. And yeah, let's have a second round on the original Rock Island and the 10-8. I'll start with the original Rock Island first, and then we'll do the 10-8 second. So, gonna cut it here. I'll be right back. All right, so I've got Rock Island's original magazine release installed in here, and we're just gonna get right to it. So we're gonna start with this Wilson Combat mag. Alright, got through the whole thing, locked open on empty. It's good news. We'll do the Mec-Gar next. That's done. Tripp Research. Got through that, locked open on empty. Now, something I should note about the Rock Island magazine is I'm only loading them to 9 right now because that 10th round I just cannot fully get in. I can get it under the feed lips, but you see how the rim of this one is like all the way to the back of the magazine? I can only get it far enough back that the rim is like here on that 10th round. So it's kind of a pain in the ass to get into the gun, and I keep worrying that it's not going to cycle right. So I think until I break in this new magazine spring a bit more, this magazine is temporarily a 9-rounder. So if you only hear me shoot 9 and I say this magazine is done, it's because I only have it loaded to 9. There's no malfunction involved there, unless of course there is. But um, you know, only expect 9 rounds. Hope for 9 rounds. I'm keeping my brass. I found 3 5.7 casings here, just like wedged in the fucking table, like the slats of wood in between the you know what I mean. And it's such a flex, honestly, for somebody to not only have a 5.7, but then come out here and shoot it and leave their brass too. Like, damn, bro. Even if you don't, if I had a 5.7, even though I don't have reloading equipment, I would still keep the brass on that shit. Because it's fucking 5.7. I don't know. Maybe that's cheaper now than it used to be. But anyways, I'm just babbling. Let's do it. Rock Island Magazine. Alright, got through the whole thing, locked open on empty. So, we're going to put back in the 10.8 and do the whole thing again. So, back in a second. Alright, so we're back to the 10.8 magazine catch. I've got all my mags loaded up again. Let's just get right into it. So, first off, the Rock Island magazine. Not a problem. Got the Tripp Research next. No issues there. We'll do the Wilson Combat. Alright, we're good there. I did not realize my fucking camera tilted. I don't like that. I don't like having my fucking gross double chin in frame like that. Anyways, we're on to the Mec-Gar, last one out of this fucking series. Alright, that's bothering me way too much. I do not like that view of my fucking gross fat chin. Alright, shit, I dropped it. No problems there. Let me just pick that back up. We could say one thing. The Mec-Gars do drop free. All of these do. I haven't had a problem with any of my magazines not just dropping free. So I can say that much. So, it seems to me, obviously, I only have so much of a sample space here. Any good science is repeatable over a large data set. And so ideally, you would want to have a large data set just to get the most accurate picture of the probability of a certain outcome. So, having run the Rock Island magazine catch twice and the 10-8 twice with all 4 magazines, and honestly, like I said earlier, the social anxiety thing, I don't remember how well the first run through of either of those magazine catches went, but I feel, I'm not positive, I'm going to have to review the footage, but I feel like all of my malfunctions today were with the EGW. Now, this is not me shitting on EGW, because we know that Rock Island, of course, again, does not have the best reputation. So it could be that it's just not really compatible with my pistol. And I really believe that's the case. Because the thing is, with all of this, these magazines are each built to a slightly different spec. The magazine releases are each built to a different spec. And each individual 1911 from different manufacturers is built to a different spec. So essentially, you've got this stacking tolerances problem where there's a certain margin of error on the pistol, and then again a certain margin of error on the magazine catch, and a certain margin of error on the magazines, where if you get them to all line up just right, you're gonna have like the perfect setup. But if one or two of those, and especially if all 3 of them are wonky in some fucking way, just depending on how those stack, you can have something that still runs despite the fact that, you know, technically speaking, like if you brought out some calipers and measured it, it'd be like, whoa, this is like way off. But if something else in that chain is also off in the opposite direction, it might work. Who fucking knows? But I think what's happening is just between the tolerances of the pistol itself and the magazine catch, the EGW is just not going to run in this in my pistol unless I were to alter one or the other significantly. Even then, I don't know if I don't know if there's any way that I could get that to work necessarily. So yeah, I'm thinking the EGW is out of the running at this point. I'm probably not gonna fuck with it anymore. I'm just gonna keep I guess trying the original Rock Island magazine catch and the 10-8 with all these different magazines. I don't know if I'm gonna keep filming it because this video is already pretty over long. But I'm gonna have to just keep trying those back and forth and keep track of malfunctions, and go home, sit down, do the math, and say I had this many with the Rock Island, I had this many with the 10-8. If I get any malfunctions at all with either of them, because it seems at this point that I might not, which would be great. In that case, I would probably put the original Rock Island back in because I didn't want an extended button to begin with. I liked the height that the original magazine catch sits at. And also like I said, the slanted button on the 10-8, I just don't like. So yeah, I might, if I'm not going to get any malfunctions with either of them, I'm just going to put the original Rock Island back in and stick with that. So, but we'll see. We'll see about the not logging open on empty thing. We'll see about that. The other things, like I said, I'm watching out for those nosedives like I was getting initially, which probably isn't going to happen with the 10-8, but it might happen with the original Rock Island magazine catch. Because that was the whole point of getting all these magazine catches, was to eliminate the nosedive problem. So we're looking out for that. And the 2 live rounds coming out of the magazine at a time thing are the 2 main things that I'm worried about. I had 1 failure to extract on the first video in this playlist. That hasn't happened before or since. So I don't know what to think about that one. But anyways, yeah. I think I'm just gonna stop filming, but I'm gonna stay out here off camera and keep on running these back and forth and see if I come up with anything. If I get a malfunction, I'll pull the camera back out and show you guys the details. But if the video ends here when it goes up on YouTube, you know that I didn't have more problems. Well, actually, I might do a closing ramble after I get home, um, just to update you on how it went, I guess. But anyways, you'll know. I won't keep it a secret. So, bye for now, I guess. All right. So, I did another round of all 4 magazines with both the 10-8 and the Rock Island magazine catch. I didn't have any issues with either of them, not even the failure to lock open, let alone any other malfunctions. So, I'm going to have to review the footage once I get home. Because I'm starting to wonder, because I just don't remember. I have a shit memory. But if I didn't have any malfunctions with either the 10-8 or the Rock Island, then that tells me that the EGW is the problem here. And also that the other problems I was having with the other magazine catches seem to have been fixed with the recoil spring, and also the Mec-Gars and the Rock Island magazine have the new magazine springs. So one of those things, or a combination of those things, seems to have fixed the problem tentatively with either the 10-8 or the Rock Island, either one. So, like I said, I'm going to have to, first off, I'm going to have to go buy more ammo at some point. I'm going to wait until I'm working again to do that, which should be soon. I've got something in the works for that. So I'm going to have to get more ammo, because I shot well over, at least, probably like 200 rounds today, I would think. It sure seemed like I burned through like several fucking 50-round boxes. But anyways, yeah, I'll get more ammo at some point, and I'll come back out, and I'm just going to keep running the 10-8 and the Rock Island with all these magazines, and just see if I get more malfunctions. And if I don't, and I'm like, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 rounds in, and I'm not getting any more malfunctions after, what we saw today, then I'm just going to end up calling it and saying this pistol is ready to go to, I need to try it with hollow points next, which I'm not going to run nearly as many hollow points as I have FMJs, just because of the fucking price differential. Hollow points, you don't shoot hollow points just to go out and plink. They're for self-defense, but the thing is, of course, if I'm going to carry the thing, especially being that it's a 1911, you want to make sure it's going to run your hollow points first. Because if you don't try your carry ammo before you go ahead and carry it, God forbid you get into a situation where you actually need it, and that's when you find out that your pistol does not like that ammo. So that's the only reason I would be using hollow points in it. It's not like I'm going to be running premium ammo just to come out here and shoot at range trash, obviously. But that's the thing, is if I can get it to reliably run FMJs at least, then the next step is to pick out either golden sabers, spear gold dots, or critical defense, whatever. One of those 3 is what I'm leaning towards, because those just seem, I don't know, maybe federal HSTs. Those 4 I would say are probably like the most widely recommended defensive loadings for 9mm. There might be other really good options out there, but those are the ones that you really hear people harping on the most. So I'll probably try, I'll probably just get one of those first, try it out. If it works right then and there, I'll just stick with that. If that doesn't work, then I'm going to have to try one of the other hollow point options. And hopefully, I'm really hoping the first one I fucking try will work just fine. If not, then I'm going to have to try multiple, and God, I would be so fucking pissed if, I found a winning combination of magazine and magazine catch and recoil spring weight and all of that to run FMJs reliably, only to find out that this thing is not going to run hollow points, period. But I'm hoping, but also, I'm really not expecting that I'm going to end up in that position. Surely there's got to be some defensive loading that this thing is going to run. But yeah, we'll worry about that after we're positive that it runs FMJs at least. Because I really, like I said, I harp on this a lot, but if you're gonna fucking carry a gun, you need to know that it works. So I'm really, maybe this seems exhaustive to some people, like, oh, if you have a malfunction rate of like 1 in 500 or something, then that's really not that bad, blah, blah, blah. Maybe so, but I don't know, man. It was definitely more common, by the way, than 1 in 500. My first and second trip out here with this thing. This is my third range trip with this pistol, and I had like a couple problems today, and like I said, I need to review the footage. But for right now, I'm thinking they might have all been with the EGW. So at this point, maybe it needed a little breaking in. Maybe it's the recoil spring. Maybe it's the magazine springs. Who knows? But regardless, I think I want at least one more range trip with it. A couple hundred rounds again, like 100 to 200. I don't think I need to go up to 300. Um, just to try out the 10-8 and the Rock Island again, and just make sure that they're good to go. And after that, one more range trip with another 100 or 200 rounds. After that, then I'll probably say, like, okay, it's time to move on to the hollow points and see how that goes. So anyways, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna review the footage and then actually edit the shit, put it together, whatever editing I do. I'm not much of a YouTuber. I'm sorry, I suck at this, but it's not really my passion necessarily. It's what I'm doing in the videos that is my passion, rather than actually running this channel. But so I'll go home and see what I find. So